Hi guys, welcome back to CJ's Keto Kitchen. If you are looking to eat yourself healthy one meal at a time, then you have come to the right channel. And tonight we are making something special for your sweetheart. It is going to be My Valentine parfaits. So come along with me and let's get started. So every year since the start of our channel, I have made a special sweetheart themed dessert for Valentine's Day. So this would be perfect for someone that you care about or just for yourself, because you should love yourself as well. But it's very easy and very delicious. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to toast some almond flour in a dry pan. And that is going to give our flour a crumb texture, almost like a graham cracker or a cookie that has been crumbled up. And so in order to do that, you want to remove the flour taste from your nut flour. So you want to start with a large dry pan on medium heat. So into our large dry skillet, I am going to be placing my almond flour. And I want about a cup, just a bit more than a cup. So about a cup and a quarter. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread that into a very thin layer. Once again, your pan is dry. And we are just going to let that sit for a minute, and we are going to stir it occasionally. It'll take about 2 to 3 minutes. And our almond flour is going to take on a toasted golden appearance. And this is going to mimic our crumbs for our parfait. I have done this once before for our mint parfaits, and it works out very well. I can smell it. I'm starting to smell it.
I'm sorry, that's exactly the same.
It smells toasty. Can you smell the toastiness? I'm going to put our toasted crumbs into a small bowl. In the bottom of my small bowl, I have placed 2 tablespoons of confectioner's sweetener, and I'm just going to toss that into our toasted crumbs. I do prefer using a confectioner's product with this dessert because we are not baking it, and it just incorporates a little easier. Now, in order to make these chocolate flavored, because our Be My Valentine parfait is going to be chocolate and strawberry, my idea for this is a chocolate dipped strawberry. So we want to make our crumbs chocolate flavored. If you don't care for chocolate and you just want to mimic, say, like graham cracker crumbs, you could then omit the cocoa powder. Chocolate. I want mine to be chocolate, so I am just going to be using cocoa, just regular cacao, cocoa unsweetened. And I'm going to be putting in 3 tablespoons of this. And it's fine if your tablespoons are just loosely packed. You don't really want to condense cocoa powder. You just want a loose measurement of it. I'm going to take my spatula and combine that into our almond flour and sweetener. And they're starting to look like chocolate crumbs now. And that is going to further be helped when we add our next ingredient. Before I do that, before I add our next ingredient, I do want to add just a little bit of salt to this, because it is nothing but cocoa powder, sweetener, and almond flour, and none of those have any kind of seasoning to them. And in order to bring out the sweetness, you do need a counterbalance of salt. So I'm going to be adding probably about a half a teaspoon of salt. So next, to make this into our chocolate cookie mixture, I'm going to be adding 3 tablespoons of melted butter, minus the splatters from the microwave. So I am just going to toss that around. And this is going to be the chocolate cookie crumbs in our parfait. Now, if you wanted to skip this step and go even easier, then you could of course use a ready-made ketogenic product. There's a lot of companies now that make keto cookies, and you could just take a chocolate cookie and crumble that up and make it even easier. Okay, so there are our chocolate cookie crumbs, and I'm just going to set those aside to cool. So the next step in our parfait is making our strawberry cheesecake layer, and so that's what we are going to be creating now. I have 8 ounces of very soft cream cheese in the bottom of my bowl. I'm just going to give this a quick blitz with my hand mixer. I'm going to be sweetening our cream cheese to make it into a cheesecake texture. So I have a half of a cup of confectioner's erythritol that I'm putting in. I'm also going to add just a tiny squeeze of liquid sweetener because I happen to appreciate the combination of both. But of course, use whatever sweetener that you and your family enjoy. Also consider the sweetness level for your own preferences. If you want less, use less. If you want more, use more. But I do recommend using a powdered product. Okay, so I have combined our sweetener and our cream cheese. Next, I am going to make our cream cheese mixture just a little bit fluffier by adding some heavy cream. So this is 1/2 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. Okay, so there's our cheesecake layer so far. I'm going to add 2 more ingredients before we add our strawberries. I'm going to be adding a little bit of vanilla extract. Now this is going to be strawberry cheesecake, and I am going to add strawberries. But I do personally want my parfait to be just a touch pinker for vibrancy. So this is an optional step. You don't have to do this if you would prefer not to, but I am going to add a little bit of food color to make it just a little bit more pink. And I'm going to combine that first to see our level of vibrancy. That's just perfect, just what I wanted it to be. So the next step is going to be strawberries, of course, because this is a chocolate strawberry parfait. I'm going to be using fresh strawberries here. If you don't have access to fresh strawberries, you could use frozen. But you're going to need roughly 1 cup because I am going to puree these, and we will get about 1/2 cup of puree. Just as a notification, if you are going to buy frozen strawberries, make sure that you are buying just whole frozen strawberries. A lot of grocery stores, in fact most grocery stores, do sell frozen strawberries that are already pre-sweetened. So just an FYI, make sure that your strawberries are not already sweetened. I'm just going to puree these in my mini food processor. Okay, we now have a strawberry puree, and I'm going to go ahead and add this to our cheesecake mixture. So I'm just going to whip this up. Okay, so there is our strawberry cheesecake puree, and that is our beautiful strawberry layer for our parfaits. So I'm going to go ahead and clear the decks and get ready for assembly. So I'm going to be using a martini glass for this because I want it to be a little bit fancy. This is for Valentine's Day. And this is going to be more like 2 servings. So just keep that in mind when you're counting your macros. If you wanted to put it into a smaller container to make it an actual individual serving, you could, or you could share it with your sweetheart. That would be very sweet as well. So I'm going to be layering this. I do have a sandwich bag that I have put a tip into just to make piping into my martini glass a little easier. So I'm going to go ahead and put my cheesecake layer in this. Okay. And then I just bring that down to the bottom. And I'm going to start by putting some of my cookie crumbs into the bottom of my glass. Then I'm going to pipe some cheesecake in there. Then I'm going to sprinkle on some more crumbs. Then I'm going to do some more of our cheesecake layer. Refill my bag a little bit, and I'm just going to even it out there on the sides. Now I'm going to take my spatula and I'm just going to make it smooth on the top because I am going to add a final flourish. You could, of course, just stop right here. And you could maybe put some chocolate shavings on there if you wanted. But I have dipped some of my fresh strawberries into some melted sugar-free chocolate chips and just made chocolate dipped strawberries to put on the top. It was very easy. I just melted a few chips in the microwave until they were spreadable, and then I dipped them and put them on parchment paper. So there it is. There is our Be My Valentine chocolate strawberry parfait. Okay, it's time for some Be My Valentine's parfaits. And we are going to have my Valentine test it for us. Hi.
Hi.
It's time for some chocolate strawberry parfait.
Is that what it's called?
No, it's called Be My Valentine parfait. But it's chocolate strawberry flavored.
All right. It looks delicious. It's a nice blend of flavor. The chocolate along with the strawberry. The pureed strawberries give it a really good texture, freshness about it. I think it's great. Good job. And super simple.
Yes.
Anybody can make this.
That's right.
Anybody who...
Can use a hand mixer.
Yeah. So you too can impress
Your Valentine.
your Valentine
That's right.
with this dessert. You got it here from CJ's Keto Kitchen.
That's right. I impressed my Valentine.
Thanks to Sarah.
All right.
So anyway, it's really good.
Good.
I think people will enjoy this, and I do think there's a lot of options you can do. Like if you don't want the chocolate, you could just have it regular, and it's really good.
Good.
Thanks, baby.
Love
Bye.
you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.